This is Soul Johnston in activity 2116. So let's go ahead and create our switch here, 2960. And then we're also going to put one PC. It could be any PC. We'll use an actual PC instead of a server. Just click the wrong one. So there we go. And then we're going to use, we can basically use a straight through between the two. And then we'll go ahead and configure them. So let's go ahead and go into the command prompt for the switch. In which we'll have to use enable. And our next command is going to be show running config. This is everything on a default switch. And it's 24 fast Ethernet ports, 2 gigabit ports, and this has a VLAN 1, and then it really has no login information. See, there's no startup config. And VLAN 1 really doesn't have anything on it. And then we're going to do show IP interface VLAN 1. See, there's not really anything configured for that. And we'll do show version. It shows us a little bit about our switch here. Now we could look at a specific port. It shows us that specific interface. Now we could look at the flash memory. And a directory of our flash. Let's go ahead and start configuring some stuff here. So we're going to do conft or configure terminal. And then in here we're going to make our host name, which I'll just call it S1 for basically switch 1. And we're going to start making some passwords. We're going to turn it into a secret. We're going to try to build up some of these passwords here. secure them a little bit. And we could also put a banner in here, so if someone tries to access the server, can warn them that this is classified. So that's our little banner there. And we'll go ahead and exit. That way we can get out of our CompT. And basically if we exit one more time, press enter, and there it is. So my unauthorized access is strictly prohibited with rabies. So let's go ahead and see for our next step here. So we want to go ahead and enable, and we should have to type in a password. And our password will be class. And now we're going to do configure terminal. And we're going to go to our VLAN 29, VLAN 99. And then we're going to exit out of that and do interface VLAN 99. And we'll put an IP address in here of 192.168.1.2 with the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. We're going to put no shutdown and exit. Basically, no shutdown is kind of like no shut. And in here we're going to get into our interfaces of different ranges here of our switch. So we're going through 1 through 24, and also our gigabit 01 and also 0/2. Switch port access, VLAN 99. Exit that. We'll go ahead and click exit on here. And we'll show a little bit about our VLAN right now. And it shows us a little bit about how each one of these is active and our tokens are active and whatnot. Now we're going to go back for configure terminal. We're going to make our IP default gateway for 192.168.1.1. Now we're going to also configure our console. And we're going to put a password on it. We're basically going to put a password on each one of our ports, or each one of our our ports and our actual switch. Alright, there we go. We put some passwords in there for each one of our parts of our switch here. And now we can set up some things on our computer here too. Basically, we need to set up our IP configuration. So we'll go ahead and do the IP configuration right here. And our paperwork here wants us to make the IP address of 192.168.1.10 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0 and default gateway of 192.168.1.1. You can also do that in your config settings too by clicking Fast Ethernet 0 here, and then just your basic settings here for your gateway. And of course, most of the time you put DNS, but not in this one that we're doing right now. Now we're going to go ahead and go into our switch again. With our password Cisco that we created. And we're going to use enable. And we're going to use it. And now password is going to be class. And we're going to do a show run here to show our running configuration. You'll notice that our secret is encrypted. And these are all under VLAN 99 for all the fast Ethernet ports. So it shows everything is encrypted passwords right here. And each one of our ports is encrypted. We can go ahead and verify our interface for VLAN 99. And let's go ahead and ping our network here from our desktop. So we're going to ping ourselves, ping the actual laptop here, or desktop. So that worked. And then we're also going to ping our VLAN 99. And because it didn't have an ARP table right off the bat, it will time out in the first one and then it'll show successful after that. And Telnet's already built into our packet tracer, otherwise you would use this in Windows 7 to activate the Telnet client. So we're going to go ahead and do Telnet 192.168.1.2, which is our VLAN 99. And we're going to have to put our password in there, which is Cisco. And we type in exit, so now we know that that actually works, and we're actually able to get in. Then we should do IP config / all. Down here, we can get our physical address right there. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the switch. Now we're going to show our MAC address table, which shows no MAC addresses in here. So I did show MAC address table and it didn't show anything, but now I'm going to do show MAC address table dynamic, and it's not showing anything in there either. So now we're going to see if we get the MAC address table of our PC right here. I put IP address, but since I didn't have a MAC address, I'll just go ahead and copy it over from my PC here. Paste it right there. Since our tables are empty, it's not showing anything. So we're going to go ahead and clear our MAC address table and show MAC address table. And I cleared the dynamic, but just a regular one. So now, since nothing is showing, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to ping our computer here. Alright, so we pinged them. Now, let's go ahead and do show MAC address table, and there we go. It shows some stuff in there. And we'll go ahead and set up a static table for our MAC address for our interface 0/6. So there we go. So we had to do configure terminal, we had a static address, and now we'll go ahead and we'll do configure terminal, and we're going to say no MAC address for that static address. And now when we show the MAC address table, it'll only show our computer because we basically turned off or disabled that VLAN 99 fast Ethernet MAC address or static address. And now we'll go ahead and when we're in here, we're going to erase our startup config. Alright, so that's all done. We're going to reload. Basically initializing and reloading our router here. Basically we erased everything on there. So let's go ahead and do enable, and let's show our flash memory. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete the VLAN dot data here. And then we're going to erase our startup config. And we're going to do reload. So if we look in here, there's no passwords, everything's pretty much reloaded. With a matter of just a couple minutes, if someone hacked into your machine and you didn't put a good password on there, that's what they could do. They could mess up your whole configuration, get in, and take over your system possibly.